Hello, it's Sally here. Welcome along. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm releasing the next set of prompts, which are prompts 9 to 12. I just thought I'd go over what I've done in the last set of prompts. I won't do 1 to 4 because you've seen those already. So we're going 5 to 9, is it? 5 to 8, sorry. So this is number 5, and the prompt was, have I got a list of it? I can't remember what all the prompts were now. Oh dear, here we go. So the prompts were merry, jolly and season's greetings. So I think I have shown you this before, so I'll just go through that quickly. Done the season's greetings on that one. Love the colours and everything on that one and how it turned out. Then we go to prompt 6, which was food. And I think I've shown you this one as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I went for a Christmas pud, and that is finished. If you haven't seen it, I think I showed you it in my last one, because I'm filming these ahead. I can't remember what I've done and what I haven't done, but I think I've shown you that one, and I have actually joined this one onto the next one because prompt 7, baubles, ornaments, tinsel, snow globe, twinkle lights and fairy lights. Oh dear me, I had such a job with it. Oh, it didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out. I'm going to just show you because I had to cut some up. So this is how it is. It's baubles. I chose baubles and I love it now. Don't mind it at all. I have attached it already. And I'm going to show you how I'm attaching, and it's really simple. This one's just using a little bit of Christmas fabric, and I just thought the berries kind of go with the berries here. And kind of like the blues kind of like lead on to here. So this baubles one, you saw me draw it out in the last one, kind of like I was having 3, wasn't I? So that was my 3rd one there, and it just didn't look right at all. I didn't like the colours that I'd chosen. I was having a right nightmare with it. I really did, because I had just the 3, if you can imagine, just the 3 baubles without all the background and everything, and it didn't look right at all. I didn't think it lay right or anything like that. So what I was going to do is I was going to cut this off and pop it on that side to balance it out. But then when I cut it off, I thought, no, I just like those 2. I like the colours of those. They look nice, and it's kind of like flowing from the colours that I've already used. I have used some of this aqua in the Dove one, so that's kind of what I did. So I've got that one, and yeah, it's a waste, I suppose, but I'll save it because I can always cut round it and make it into just a decoration, or like an applique decoration or something. So I'm not going to throw it away because it was quite a few hours worth of sewing, but I didn't like it on this piece. So I chopped it off, and I thought, right, how am I going to connect this? So I just got a piece of fabric and just sewn it on like that. But I will show you kind of like what I'm doing with those in a moment. And then I thought, right, well, I'm going to have some like string to hang the baubles on, if you like. It was still looking a little bit bare. I'd put my number 7 on and a little piece of fabric. And then I thought, no, I'm going to go back. And if you've seen, let me just see which one it is. It's number 1, isn't it? Yep, so it's Deck the Hall. So I'm going to show you some of these. I will probably do this occasionally. So kind of like the same theme going through the whole thing. I thought I did it on another. Oh my days, it's there. It's right in front of me. So if you can see the white on this one here. Yeah, it kind of like it's going over, and there will be more of that, you know, through the whole project. So that's where I am with that one. I love it now, that's fine, but I didn't like it at all before. And they're 2 of my smaller ones. So you know how I said that if I did them all 10 inches wide, then the piece would be 6.5 meters long. So where I can shorten them, I'm going to shorten them. So that's that. And that's kind of like a 2 in 1. And then number 8 prompt was carols, caroller, songs and notes. Now I didn't know what to do for this one. Excuse me a moment. Sorry, I got a tickle. And I had this lovely piece of embroidery. This is an old vintage piece of embroidery from a tablecloth. And I thought, well, I want to use these in something. So I thought, well, that would be nice. Kind of like giving the vibes of Silent Night, Holy Night, all is calm, all is bright. Although it isn't quite night in this. You know, there's a star here. So I'm taking liberties, I suppose, but that's how it is. I love this piece. And then obviously this is going to go onto here. I'm not sure whether, should I join them? I'm not sure how I'm going to join those. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to join them, but I'm just thinking, well, yeah, I'll do that in a moment. Okay, so that's number 8. Okay, so I am going to give you the prompt release first before we do any stitching. I'll do a little bit of stitching at the end when I attach that, I think. We'll show you how to do it. So, prompt reveal numbers 9 to 12. Okay, so we have Christmas, we have tree, meaning Christmas tree. I know some of you have already, I've seen Christmas trees appear, and that's lovely. You know, you could have more than one Christmas tree, couldn't you? So it is tree anyway, but you could do trees outside. It doesn't have to be an indoor tree. It could be like, I don't know, a front door with trees on either side, something like that. So tree, oh Christmas tree, and I've also put pine cones down because that's part of, I've linked those all together. So you could do that. Prompt 10 is angel, sugar plum fairy, just a fairy, or the nutcracker. Leaving that up to you. Prompt 11, I've got snow, snowflakes, white Christmas and silent night. Now that doesn't include a snowman because I am telling you now there will be a snowman in a later prompt. But you can do however you want. You know, you could even take tree and pine cones and have pine cones for number 11. This is a mix and match thing. It's, you know, it's not one size suits all at all. It's whatever you want to do. It's your piece of embroidery, it's your piece of work, and you do it how you want to do. If you want to follow along with me, then that's great. If not, and you want to go your own way, you might have seen on this one that you want to do two things. You want to do a snow globe and you want to do baubles, then but you don't want to do, say, angel, sugar plum fairy or nutcracker, so you could replace one of those. It's entirely up to you. And then prompt 12 is animals. So I've just put reindeer, yule goat, dollar horse. I put those because they're kind of like the ones that were suggested in the Facebook group. But you can do any animal at all. For animal inspiration, don't forget to check out Christine. Hi, Christine. She's doing some beautiful work on her channel, Create and Craft with Christine, and hers are all based around animals. Well, they are at the moment. She's got some beautiful fabric that she's kind of taking inspiration from. So that is prompt number 12. I'm not sure what I'm going for yet, either a reindeer or a dollar horse. I'm not sure. They're both kind of like interesting to me. So that's how it is. So on to prompt number 9. Now I have actually just finished my prompt number 9 because I'm trying to keep ahead and keep on top of things, and also so I can give you inspiration. This is this is prompt number 9, the first of this set of 4. So this is tree. I've gone for tree, Christmas tree. So, oh Christmas tree, and then I've taken some words from the verses. That's like from the first verse, oh Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. And then this is from another verse as well. Your bright green leaves with festive cheer give hope and strength throughout the year. I like that. So I did that, and I've kind of like put little branches in between. And I've just done a really basic, simple tree again with a cutout star, some branches. Just this line here is actually part of the fabric. If you remember the bauble one, is it the bauble one? Kind of like I used the fabric on this one here. I've used the same technique to make the stalk, and I haven't done anything to it. I haven't embellished it or anything. I think it stands out quite lovely as it is. And then I've just put some round circles that I've done twice in back stitch, gone round like a double back stitch, and then filled it in with, let me just get a bit closer, filled it in with seed stitch, if you can see that. A little piece of fabric there that I've just folded in and attached, and I've put my little number 9 on the plant pot, whatever you call it, itself. So that's kind of done. That was quite a simple-ish one to do. And now I'm going on to angels, sugar plum fairy or nutcracker. So I'm going to do an angel or a fairy. Angel. I'm going to call it an angel because I've had a quick scribble already. I'm not very good at faces at all. What I have got though, I'm lucky in that I have got one of these, and this is an oval template, and I thought, yeah, that's ideal for a little face. So you could do it that way as well, I suppose, but I just wanted a wide face. They're kind of like taken inspiration from the primitive angels that you get in the US. I do love the primitive style, seems to really suit stitching. So that's kind of like that. I've just put some eyes on. I'm not really, like I say, I'm not very good at little mouth, and that's just, they're just going to be dots, that's all. I did think, should I put a crown of greenery or berries on her, maybe? Or shall I do a halo? And that was kind of like my halo type thing. And then I did also just think, should I just put a halo and like some little curls of hair, maybe like that. Not sure yet. I like both, but we'll see. And then I thought what I would do also is have a little bit verse as well, because I think verses, if you've got carols that kind of like match your drawings and your stitchery, then, you know, why not put them on as well? So there's some lines from While Shepherds Watch Their Flock by Night, which is, I'm not going to put that, I'm just going to put the angel of the Lord came down and glory shone around, I think it is. Or there's also Hark the Herald Angels Sing, glory to the newborn king. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one, the angel of the Lord came down and glory shone around. I like that one. And then the glory shone around, I'm thinking rays, like in my, let me just show you my star one. So I might do some rays from the angel like that. So I have typed these out. The angel of the Lord came down and glory shone around. I have actually just put and, so I can cut that out separately, and shone around, because I'm thinking if I've got room, I might put and then do glory in my handwriting and then shone around. That's if I've got space, because what I've done is already, I've cut out my piece of fabric, and it's a little bit smaller lengthwise. It's still 6 inches this way, but it's a bit smaller. Let me see. Yeah, it's about 7.5, just over 7.5 inches. This one is. So it is a little bit smaller, but with my little angel, I just thought, yes, she can fit somewhere in there, even if I take her off to the side, maybe, and then words wherever. I don't want to match this one, because this is going to be the one that she's following. So I don't want to put her there and then have words outside. Or, yeah, maybe I do. I don't know. We'll see when I trace it and start laying it out. Before I do that, I need to do my backing. As I say, this is just the backing fabric, and I need to put down my background fabric now, which is going to be shown, you know, the fabric that you're going to be shown. So this is all my vintage linens. I've got loads of it, and I'm just putting down what I like to make a nice background. That's the same as that. That's another damask. This is a lovely damask here. I think this. I think Kristy gave me this one. Hi, Kristy. I think might have been her grandmother's. So that's a special piece of damask, which I like. I love the colour of that. I've got another piece here. Now this, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but when you hold it up to the light, it's actually got dots on, which kind of remind me of snow. So I might use that in the snow one. I think I've used it in another one as well, somewhere along the way to the right. So I quite like just quite simple for this one, because I've got some stitching to do as well, and I think that would be quite nice to be there. So this one here, see, this is already finished off here. So let me just pop those back like that. So when I come to join, that is all I'm going to be doing, because it's got a decorative edge anyway. I'm going to overlap it, and then that's just going to be, and then what I'll do is I'll just tack down or stitch, overcast stitch down the side of there. That will go over that piece. and then round like that, so you won't see. So that's all I'm going to be doing for where I've finished. I've got several of these that have kind of like have got finished edges, like this one here. So the season's greetings on number, what's that number? That's number 5. Let me find number 6. I did have them all in order, but they aren't there. There's number 6. Okay, so this one here, yeah, I think I've shown you this already. So that's just going to go over that one. And really simple, I'm just going to overcast stitch all the way along there, and that's all I'm doing to join it. But where I've got 2 raw edges meeting, I'm going to show you that in a second. So that's there, that there, and then I think I'm going to overlap that one. That's perfect, isn't it? Got a little bit of overlap there. Yep, so let me just pin that into place so that I don't forget. So again, I'm going to invisible stitch it all down. So by doing that, what I'm doing is I'm just weaving tacking stitches all the way along, but you don't show your tacking stitches, you just do a tiny stitch on this side. Just going to see if I can move that out a little bit, because I can just see the edge. I think I've got a little bit of room to play with. Lovely. And then once that's done, I'm just going to go along this edge here. If you can see this one here, just tiny little stitches just to hold it in place. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to fold that over. And when I'm tacking, I will catch that down. Like that. So how are you all doing today? I hope you're all well and you're all finding time to stitch. I have seen some lovely examples of your work in the Facebook group. In fact, let me just grab my phone and get the Facebook group up. Where are we? Righty-ho. Gillian, I think I've replied. If I haven't replied to, I always look through your posts and I try and reply to everybody's. I hope I haven't missed anybody's. If I haven't replied to you straight away, it's because I've been so busy, but I will get time to reply. So look at this here. I love her machine thing or whatever this is. I'm going to ask her on the Facebook group, what is this? Is this something special? How gorgeous is that? Gillian's. Christine, I was talking about. This is hers. She's doing a bunting style with little bunny rabbits. There's hedgehogs there. Little hedgehog. There's a little hedgehog. And the bunny. Sharon. Star of Wonder. And this is Sharon's holly. Presents, gifts, and look at that robin, isn't that gorgeous? I love that, really love it. And then we've got Pat, lovely Pat. And this here, what's this? I'm going to have to ask Pat what this is as well. Little mice with their presents. Dove, star. Who else have we got? That's Mo's, but I think that's a different project. Lisa's star. Gorgeous. Lisa's dove. Lovely Suffolk puff. Lisa's three wise men. the holly and the bird. Don't forget, I will be posting all of the templates. Christine's again. Got any more? Have a look at Sharon's. If you haven't got a spool, if you haven't got one of these, you can make them. Sharon has put a picture and she's put a little description of how she makes them from a kitchen roll tube and then some discs of card. I think that's probably it for now in there. Hang on, I'm just going through. Yes, I think that's it for now. But yeah, don't forget to post the pictures of your pieces. Just going to trim these down a little bit. But I love looking through. Like I say, I try to respond to everybody's, and if I haven't, it's because I've just not got around to it yet. So I now have, I love doing these pieces because it just gives you something unique to work on, and the fabrics feel so lovely already got a lovely texture to them and softness to them. So that's where my angel is going to be stitched, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Is she going to go centre? Is she going to go off centre? I think I'm probably going to do her off centre, but I am just mindful of that one. And then my words. And I think I'm going to get glory on. So I'm going to be doing glory in my writing, glory, and glory shone around. Something like that. Anyway, so that's that one. Oh, also, I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I have just picked out some lace because she's going to have wings, but I'm going to do her wings in lace. So I've just got some scraps of lace here. This is kind of like stuff that I do kind of like those. Look at that kind of pattern there. And I can get a couple out of that, can't I? So might be that piece there, but I've got this one I've already nibbled into. I've got a lovely cream here. So I think this is like a shoulder thing or a neck thing. I'm not sure what that is. It's an old piece of lace. Really beautiful. And then I've just got some lace here that I could just cut out my wing shape if I wanted to, but I actually like that. So I'm probably going to use 2 of those, and I'll cut them out and then stitch them on. But I'll show you that when I do catch up. I think I've also got that piece there, but I just think, which is lovely, but I think it might be just too heavy for this project, for this particular one. So that's going to be my next one. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do for snow and snowflakes yet and White Christmas. I'm probably going to do a snowflake, I think, and then I will. But I'll do that in the next catch up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I'm going to attach one. So which one shall I attach? I'm going to attach this one, the first one, number 1, to number 2. So in this case, I actually left some lace, although I've kind of ripped it. I don't think this matters because that's going over. So on this one here, I don't actually want it kind of like that, I think. Right, let's get this. I'm going to just get this even for a start. Even it is, but it's a bit long. Probably not going to need all of that. Yeah, look at that. So I'm just gonna press that down. Don't need all of this, so I'm gonna take some off. I am aware that this is going to be a bulky project with all this fabric. That's not very level, is it? Not very level at all. still not level, but hey ho. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull my lace back to start with, and I'm going to bring that up to that. I'm just going to go over slightly, I think, or actually, do you know what I could do? I could just do that, couldn't I? Oh, Sally. I think what I'm going to do is, because of that, I'm just thinking, shall I put some red here? I think I might. Don't need anything too dramatic because you're not really going to see it that much, but just let me just grab those ones out of the way. There's also that. Just it's too modern, that one is. Could go that one, or could go that one, just to see what that one. I think that one's probably the best. Yeah, I'm going to go with that just because it's the same. It's quite nice and bright. So I've already had a snip out of this. Let's just take that all off. Like that. That's nice and square for next time. Look at that. Yeah, that's perfect. So that's just a bit wonky. Put that in the scrap. That can go into that pot. Get rid of all of the stray ends. Right, I'm going to go up like that. I'm not going to bother about the raw edge because it's going to be overlapped that way. And caught up. I think what I'll do is I'll do it that way actually. And then that one I am going to worry about because I'm just going to make it so it's nice and neat. It's just going over a tiny bit. Don't lose too much of the white. There, I like that. Right, so if I didn't have the this lace, okay, pretend I haven't got the lace. This is how I'm going to attach all of the other raws. So I've got a strip of fabric, and I'm going to attach to one piece like that, and I've just tucked the raw edge under, so I've got a nice neat edge. Okay, and then I'm going to put it up to the second one, or over the second one, and what I would do is I would do that and that, like that. Okay, then I would tack down this side, or do overcast stitch and down this side like I've done with, let me just grab it again, where's the one that I have already joined? This one. Okay, that's all I've done. In fact, look at that, it's about the same size. So do you want me to just do the measurements? Let me just do the measurements of it. So it's about 2.5 inches, and I've just took it under like 1/2 inch. It's not even 1/2 inch, a bit less, like that, like that. So I've done with this one here. Tucked it under there, tucked it under there, over the raw edges. That's the edge there, and I've just overlapped it a little bit and just tacked it down. So let me just get another raw edge to a raw edge. Pretend these are raw edges. Whoops, a daisy. Okay, so I would probably do that. Get to my strip of fabric. Let's just grab another piece of fabric. Hang on. I'm just going to see if I've got some that's already cut that I can use. Oh, okay, let's pretend this one. I'm going to use this one. What I would do is that like that, that like that. What I will be doing is I will be cutting that straight for a start, like that. Going there. So I've just turned that edge under, going up to where I want it to be. I want it to be about there actually. Okay, then this side here, might want a little bit more of a tuck under because I might want a thinner strip because I don't want to cover all of the trees. So this one might be a bit thinner, like that. And again, overcast that one, overcast that one, and that's it joined. I'm not going to use this red, but that you can see. Then these bits here, like that, like that, like that. You just turn them over and stitch them down. And because you've got several layers, you can stitch without actually going through to your front. And that's how I'm going to be joining them. I will do more as I'm doing them. I'll show you more as I'm doing them. But let's just pin this one in place for now, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this one. And that needs to be a bit flatter, like that. Oh no, we're not doing that, are we? Because that's going to overlap down there, so I don't need to do that. I feel as though I want to. I feel as though I want to do that actually. There is a reason why, because when it folds over, I don't want it to see any raw edges on the overlap. So I will do that. Stitch that down. Stitch that down. Stitch that down. Okay, then they will go over. I've got a feeling I've not quite done this level. I'm going to have to undo it. Doesn't seem that level. Like that. Then this over the top. And that fabric was just there really, just to give a little bit of definition to the lace. And that's going to go over, over. And again, I could use a coloured thread. I could use a red and make my stitches visible. Or I can just do a white. And what I will do with a white, I will invisible stitch it across just so it flattens down, and then around the edges. I'm probably going to just do white because I like how it is. I don't really think I need to make it stand out anymore. And so that's going to be my first join on that one. And then once I've got my reel, hang on a moment, let me get one. Then I'm really looking forward to this. Getting it all, well, I'm not looking forward to getting it done, but I'm enjoying the process immensely. So that's going to be my first join. I'll sew that at a later date. I might sew it in a bit when I'm off camera. So I think that's it for now. So there are our, not, is that one? There are our prompts. I'm just going to move it up a little bit so you can perhaps take a screenshot of it if you want. There we go. And that's it. So I'll be back in a couple of days' time to give you an update on what I'm doing. So I'll see you then. So in the meantime, take care. Bye bye.